I can heal that.
Hey,
Go ahead and join the stream. I know Jason requested that we send him the link because he wants to join. I know Tani wants to join. Grimmy definitely wants to join.
Just put the
hey,
link
we're
in.
building a few viewership.
Can somebody help me to do that, please?
I'm doing it right now.
Honey.
Don't have the farm.
I love how we boost our Twitch views by simply watching our own stream.
Yep, and that's the best way.
That's how you do it.
That's the best way, really.
Yeah.
Who said that? Oh wait, no, that's the stream.
I muted.
It was
Yo, I
me.
nice little attack there.
Yeah,
That's great.
alright. I'm watching the stream now.
Alright, great.
I'm watching this stream.
Okay.
That's not it.
Wait,
Not it.
That's
What
YouTube,
is it?
brother.
Hold on.
What the F?
Brother,
What is
Let me-
that? Why are the younglings the sim?
Hold on.
No, bring it back!
Oi,
Bring it
oi,
back!
oi.
I messed up.
DMCA. Shh.
bruh.
Control
Bruh.
C.
I know,
Control
it's so
V.
cool.
There, got it. Grizz, we don't ask questions I can't answer.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll have to look it up myself.
It is what it is.
I'll just DM it to you. Hold on.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
We should make that our motto. Like,
We should.
wait, can everyone say it is what it is? In like, when I say three, can everyone say it is what it is?
Alright. I'm ready.
Yeah, I can.
1, 2, 3.
It
It
is what it
It
is.
is what it is.
Hey,
That didn't go well.
Because of
No.
the delay. Because of
Nope,
the
I
delay
didn't
in
even
the
try.
sound. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
here it goes. I'm DMing it to you.
Thank you.
Just
Yeah,
like
don't have
put it
to-
on your what's it called?
Why is there an enormous
Yo.
penis a cappella in the no talks chat?
A penis?
Is there
An
something
actual
I
penis.
missed? Is there something that I missed?
Devin?
The girth.
I'm listening to it. Wait, I'm listening to it now. Shh, quiet.
Oh god. This is bad.
Ayo.
This is bad.
Yo.
Hello.
Are you okay? Do you need help?
Do you need help? Think you do.
This reminds me of that one time I bought
Episode 5, the
shit in my
aftermath.
notes.
You know what? I just imagined that this is what the bard was singing to Baru when Baru went over to back to the
Baru!
festival to try and get his
Yeah.
horse back.
Oh my gosh.
I bet you the bard
That
was
was
singing this
sad.
song.
Maybe,
That was sad. Yes. No.
maybe.
No. Can you
Oh my god.
all control yourself?
No!
Oh
I
my
look away for
gosh.
5 seconds.
I
The next thing I
know.
see is an enormous penis in the talk chat.
Okay, no need all this. Let me show
Don't
you
die,
all
Chop.
what
I
Shark
need you
tried
alive.
to disturb me with. He put this in his notes. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I don't know what this is for. I don't know anything anymore.
Time to
What
start
the
fighting.
fuck is that? Oh my gosh.
I don't
PB,
even
what
know.
is that?
I don't
It's a
even know.
cancerous picture.
Okay, but I can see that Tani is in the stream, so let's be respectful.
Yo!
Hi
Hi,
Tani.
Hey, Tani!
Hi Tani.
Hi, Tony!
All right.
Chill.
Yeah, I know, right?
Bun is
That's what
like
we're
so
gonna do,
high
eh?
on something.
Tony!
Okay, so y'all keep track of that. Let me say welcome again to our stream. This is episode 5 of our adventures in Arphaen. And I have been so into this that I've actually started dreaming about it. And I dreamt that somebody came to me and asked me for the royalty rights to make this a Netflix series. And I was like,
Wow.
hell yeah, I would.
Elisa
sure.
sexy!
Ran good for poo. Okay.
You know, we should do like a crafting. We should do like a fan cast
We should. We
of
should.
all our characters.
We really should. I mean, the
Make
only
a
one,
poster.
the only one who
Somebody
can
do
play their character is Tay.
Gay.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
The only one
Yeah.
who can like play their own character in a show would be Tay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you
mean-
meant like in general, and I was like, you're kind of offending everyone here.
No. Everybody plays their character perfectly here. I wouldn't want anyone else. Okay, so
I mean, it'd be just kind of intense for Shock because he'd have to put on a lot of prosthesis and
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of makeup
And you
and
would
like
need to be
go for
very
bone
tall.
lengthening surgery.
You
10-inch
need to be
heels.
very, very tall.
I'm all up for
Forgot
that, by
my
the way.
charger.
I'm all up for it.
I
You
know
know
you
what
are.
I do for it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we are gonna move on from what had happened the last week, which was a very, very epic and very insanely long episode. So this time we're gonna be a little bit shorter and we're gonna focus mostly on Gordon and Alyssa trying to break into the Golden Gates Hall or the Duke's house to find the Levitor scale. But before that, let's have a quick summary from Grizz. Baru.
Yeah. Okay. So, what happened previously on Arphaen? Basically, what is making that noise?
It's Gordon.
Gordon.
I'm getting dressed.
Basically,
What?
okay, it's fine. It's fine. Basically, what happened last week was the Dark Guardian, along with the soldiers in the city, rounded up all the tieflings in order to weed out the tiefling. Get it? And then Baru forgot about Reva and deliver her to the prince, but then he remembered because he saw her and she kind of said hi. So Baru went to take Reva to see the prince, and Laksh went to round up tieflings, and then Gordon went to buy his sword, and then he found his friend's sword. That was really sad, and he was able to trade a drawing of the Dark Guardian medallion that he drew for the sword. And then he went to link up with Alyssa. And then what's his name? Atreus got captured, obviously, and then tried to stir a rebellion. And then it was a big but luckily Reva managed to seduce the prince, so he came to save everyone. And he came and saved everyone by throwing his mount into the fight. And then he was like, okay, just chill. And okay, you guys suck, you guys go to jail, alright, you guys wanna do an Anvert? And then Baru was like, yes. And then Atreus was like, okay. And then they fought, and then it was a really close fight, and actually Baru won. Just kidding.
Wow.
Atreus won and beat Baru like into a pulp. And now then he was like trying to fight for tiefling rights and stuff like that, and start a revolution going.
Tiefling
And
lives matter.
Lakshya realized that, if he wants to become a powerful guy, basically he just needs to kill people. And Baru is like in espresso mode, and he's really sad because he's been basically dishonored. And yeah.
Sad.
But now we cut to Gordon, who's in full catsuit, and is going to raid the Duke's house to save the Levitius.
Levitos.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh
Leviathan.
Leviathan.
The Levitos girl with the help of his ex-girlfriend Alyssa.
Ex-girlfriend.
Cut to black.
Hey, Shin.
Oh
Shin,
my
you look-
word. Oh
you look
my
freaking
word.
I'm
This
screaming.
is so good.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
so proud. I'm so proud of Shin. This is
Wow.
the greatest fucking series so far.
Wow. I need to give it to Shin for always being so on point with his outfits.
I know, right?
I need to give it to him. It's amazing. He really, really does. He goes above and beyond it. I can tell you that one. Wow. Okay.
I'm
So
genuinely surprised and proud. I love it.
let me just quickly grab something so that we can all agree on what this place looks like. Okay, give me a moment.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Why?
What did Tay
Good
do?
problem.
They left the chat.
Why?
Oh, not that. He sent me that. He DM'd me the video. I was like, what the heck?
What video?
Like the video I DM'd you today. Oh my god.
Yeah, we aren't serious enough for this.
Okay. So
Sorry.
Wait, I have the perfect video of Shin right now.
you have the perfect
Wait,
video of
I
Shin
need
right
to
now.
find it.
Okay.
I need to find
Is there
it.
anybody else on the
Yep.
stream besides Tani?
Wow.
Hello.
Uh,
Hello.
Hey,
I don't.
send me the stream link so I can send this to some people, see if they want to join.
All right. The stream link is in the main chat in the server, honey.
Aw.
Please watch it.
Where you at?
What is this?
Sorry
I need to
about
see
this.
this.
Not talk text. Not talk text.
Wow.
That's Shin.
Okay.
That is so accurate. Oh my goodness.
By the way, we are supposed to be starting, so can
Yeah.
you wrap this up?
They're waiting on me.
I gave
though.
the
They're waiting on me. They
I gave
already gave the summary.
the summary already.
Okay.
So we
it's on
cut to
you.
Gordon
Okay.
going on his night
All
stop.
right. So let me help Gordon out because poor Shin, the one who
Gordon
plays
just left.
Gordon, he didn't stay for the entire stream the last time. So he didn't actually hear directly what happened to the situation, but his character told Alyssa that he's gonna scout the situation first and that they'd meet at the Golden Gate at midnight. So we're going to that point. So we're gonna go, in a sense, backtrack to the point where Gordon leaves the inn, and now it's up to you. You're gonna take Ren. What are you gonna do? Take Rex out of the stable. Are you gonna bring him along? That's your call, and then I'll tell you what you see along the way.
Yes, he's going to take Rex, and he's going to travel by rooftop. So he'll have Rex climb up to the nearest building and the building that way.
Fantastic.
Since, big boys. And
Yep, and you're.
You mean he's gonna have Rex jump from rooftop to rooftop?
yep,
Isn't that a very incredibly conspicuous thing to do?
Rex is supposedly extremely agile, so I don't think so.
Okay,
Roger that.
One thing you'll need to remember about Rex is that Rex is a lizard that can actually climb upside down. So it can hang on to ceilings just like a normal gecko. He can do that. So even though he's large, he has the same powers as a normal lizard. So he's not like an alligator kind of figure. He's a lizard, just a huge riding lizard. So his body is quite close to the ground. Yes.
Geckos aren't lizards, they're amphibians.
Okay, honey. So we'll go with lizard. So he's a lizard and he can do what lizards do, and he is very nimble. And one more thing to take note of is that the way that the city of Azrath is it's very dense. The houses are packed very, very closely together. So it's not really like it's spread apart like house. It's like wall to wall. So it's a very, very cramped area, especially where you guys are at the Bronze Gate. So the Bronze Gate is known for being packed with lots of people and lots of small houses. And as you enter towards the Lion's Gate, that's when things start to get a little more spread out. So that's fine. So as Rex and Gordon get onto the top of the roof, you notice that everybody's kind of in their own area. Nobody's really out, even though it's the last night of the Festival of Lights, which should be the night where everybody's kind of like celebrating really hard for the last time. But no, instead everybody's in their homes. And as you carry on towards the city square, that's when you notice and hear the sound of fighting. You hear the sound of people taking out their swords. You hear the sound of screaming, of scrambling, of running around. It's chaos, basically. And from one of the points on top of the buildings, you can see a clash between the soldiers and the tieflings. You can see that From your point, you can't actually see who specifically, but you can definitely see that there are tieflings and there are soldiers fighting each other. Do you all see what's happening to Gordon's camera? Or am I the only one?
No.
Okay, obviously I'm the
No,
only
I
one.
think you're the only one.
His
fine, me.
his camera for me is like literally glitching out. Okay, I'm so sorry.
No,
Gordon,
it's not.
Gordon, are you here?
Maybe it's your connection because you're
Maybe.
streaming too.
Maybe.
On the Twitch stream, it's spazzing out.
Yeah, on the Twitch screen you can see it's spazzing out. Yep, he's entering the matrix. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay, interesting. Very strange. Shin, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's fine. Okay, your camera's back. So you can see that from the top. Any questions? Anything you would want to react to?
He heavily contemplates jumping down and massacring those fucking soldiers. But he knows his mission, so he's going to despise his gut feeling of wanting to jump in. He's just going to continue on his way to the Golden Gate Palace.
Okay.
Lion's Gate Palace.
Very well. Okay, so you're gonna go to it's called the Golden Gates Gathering Hall at the Lion's Gate, which is the northern entrance of the city. So you're fine. Very well. So Rex and you continue on. You start to see that the buildings get more spaced out, and it's not easy for Rex to, in a sense, get across the roof. So he's kind of like going down a little bit more. He's kind of slinking over the walls and then climbing back up. But all the while he maintains this whole thing that he knows that you want him to be quiet. He knows you want him to be very restrained in his movements. He's very perceptive. Alyssa has trained him well. So you finally reach this Golden Gates Gathering Hall again, but this time it's at night. You can see that this is a very large estate, and true to its name, it's a golden gate. This golden gate is about 10 feet in height. It has bars, very tall, and this golden gate is protected by 2 guards who are standing at either side of it. And then from there you can see a fountain and the building itself and the main door, which you went into earlier that day. So the other thing that you can see is that the whole area is walled up with brick walls, the same height as the gate. So 10 feet brick walls. Easy for Rex to go over, but if he's caught, you're not so sure what's inside or who could be, patrolling the area. So it's also in this area that you notice that there's like a lot of forest because it's near the Golden Gates, the Lion Gates park. So there's a lot of forest, there's a lot of trees that it's very easy for you to hide. So Rex kind of settles down at a very, very bushy and like lots of trees. He kind of sits there and he knows that, all right, this is it. So as far as you're gonna go.
Okay. I'll have him climb me up the wall, and at the top of the wall, is it a flat like surface on the
It
top
is
of
a
the wall?
flat
Or is it,
surface.
like, I'll have him drop me off there and have him wait down by that tree.
Okay. Okay. So he manages to go up and he drops you there and you can stand on the ledge, but you can also see from where you are that the climb down that's a high jump. So that's 10 feet for you.
10 feet isn't that far.
Okay. I'm gonna have to roll. You're gonna have to roll to jump down. So that's gonna be your dexterity.
Okay.
Here we go, guys. The rolling has begun.
Best of luck.
Best of luck.
Okay,
indeed.
hey.
What did he get?
17. And
Yeah.
the green.
Oh boy, 17 a Grinch. All right, you being strangely experienced with all these things, not strangely, actually, you've been doing this for 10 years. Even though Alyssa is usually the infiltrator, you've picked up a few tricks from your ex, and you managed to tumble down, do a nice little roll, and very quietly hide behind some of the bushes that surround the walls. So the walls are not just bare walls, but there are trees, there are bushes. It seems like a place where it seems like a very, very, very luscious garden. So that's that. It's dark. The only thing that you see around is moonlight, but you can also see some lights coming from the windows at that very, very large estate. There are no guards other than the ones who are at the gate.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'm just going to casually walk my way towards the palace because I need to find a way in.
Okay.
I'll scout for. I'd like to scout for windows that are closer to the ground.
Okay. Very well. So, and let's roll for intuition, please.
Oh my god! I just put these on.
Why'd you put these on? You know I'm gonna ask you.
Hold on, I forgot my intuition.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I'm laughing at Shane. Oh my
I
god.
know, right? The goggles are getting to me.
She looks like the video I sent.
Alright, that was.
He got a 3.
He got a 3. It would have been a
GG.
1 if not for the 2. Okay.
Honestly, yeah.
So, as you go
The
around.
goggles aren't helping shit.
As you
that
go
1 plus 2.
around with the goggles that you have, you find it a little bit hard to see, and also you notice that because of how many plants are around the house and the way that it's shaped, it's a very, very large estate. You've been walking for 5 minutes, but you haven't come to the end of the side of the wall. So imagine it as a square. So you haven't finished walking one side. It's been 5 minutes. And you don't see any windows aside from the ones that are very tall. And also this is a double-story building. It's a very, very large place. You can try again.
Why are there no guards patrolling? There's not a single one.
They're bored.
Oh my god.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look again, I guess.
Go ahead.
Not to call Rex in here. This is okay.
All right. Okay. So
6. GG.
as you continue to walk, you notice that you can hear the sound of people walking at the back. You can hear the sound. Can't really hear how many. You don't know who it is, but you can hear the sound of people walking and metal jangling while they walk. So you can hear that. And it's coming in your direction. So you're at one of the sides of the wall. Right next to you is the wall, and then you can see a window, and it's a very large window, and it looks like it can be opened. So if you wanted to enter through that, you could try. Like it's slightly ajar.
I'm gonna look in the window first before I
Okay.
just jump in.
All right. So you look into the window and you see that it's a bedroom, but that it's empty. There's nobody there.
I'm a slide in.
Okay. All right, he's gonna slide in. What the hell? Okay, so he's gonna slide in. So you manage to pull the window ajar, and even though you're a bit of a brute, you fit in. You fit in just fine, and you squeeze in, and you enter that room. That room is a pretty large room with a huge king-size bed with a canopy with like the lace and everything. Very nice stuff in the room. If you wanted to take anything, you are free to do so. And it has a beautiful mirror, a vanity table, gorgeous stuff. A nice vase with flowers. Looks like a very girly room. Very girly.
Pathetic. I'm gonna go to the door and try to
Pathetic.
listen to see if there's anybody outside.
Okay. So as you walk towards the door, you can hear the jangling getting even louder, and you see a guard walk right past the window without noticing you. So you see somebody walk past. So you know that there are people walking around, and thankfully you didn't get caught. So as you go to the door is unlocked, and you open it, and you're gonna be really sly about it, right? So you be really sly about it. You open it, you see a hallway, and the hallway shows that there are more doors at the opposite side and more doors to your sides. So this looks like a hallway where rooms would be.
Do I have a general idea of where I am in this place?
No.
Or
No,
okay.
you are lost.
Did you?
You don't know where the main hall would be or how to get there. And plus,
Okay,
everything is
so-
very dark.
They have no lights on?
Not here.
Oh.
Not here.
Okay, so I at least know which direction I went outside from the main hall.
You did?
So
Yes.
I'm going to try to work my way backwards.
Okay. That's fine.
So guess
Okay.
I'll go first door across the hall.
Okay, so just take note, at this time it's around 10:30 p.m. Like we're getting towards 11. So Alyssa still isn't here. So she agreed that she'll meet you there at midnight. So you're infiltrating in on your own at this point. Rex is over there and he's waiting for you. He probably would be able to smell Alyssa if Alyssa was nearby. And Alyssa might send you a message if she arrives and everything is okay. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so you go down that hallway. It's dark. There's nobody there, and once again you see pictures of. You see portraits, beautiful portraits. They look very, very expensive. The frames are gilded. You can see that there are vases, pottery, statues displayed along this hallway. So this Duke looks like a very rich guy. And then true enough, as you walk, you can see a huge statue of him and in his likeness. Very, very ugly looking statue, because he's not a very handsome guy, but it really does look like him. So, and he's holding a sword and he looks really, valiant and stuff.
I'm gonna take out my pen from my
Your forgery kit?
and I'm gonna start drawing mustaches on the portraits.
Okay.
Why are you like this?
Alright.
Like big curly French mustaches.
Okay. Alright. Go ahead. So you draw big curly French mustaches on the portraits of what looks to be like an old woman, and then a young version of the Duke, and then another older version of the Duke, and then the Duke with another woman, and all of them are now covered with curly mustaches. And it is now a work of art even more. So as you reach the end of the hallway, you can see that it's splitting into two directions. One is a flight of stairs up, and one is another hallway. So that's your call to make.
Which way is the direction that I originated from?
The
Like
way
the,
that, if you
the
want to
way I
work
came-
backwards, the way that you work backwards will be the other hallway. Going up would be going upstairs.
Yeah, I know the Lebithos is downstairs, so fuck the upstairs. I'm going to the hallway.
Very well, very well. As you go down the hallway, you notice that at the end of the hallway, there is light. It's lit up. So so imagine a hallway. At the end there is light, and you can see that the doors along the hallway, there are about 3 doors, they are open.
Okay. I'm going to
Mhm.
move as quietly as I can
Okay.
towards the light
Okay.
to see if I see anything in the area.
All right. Let's roll an intuition check to see if you hear anything as well. Anything interesting. Don't put it on! You're so dumb! right.
Check
All right.
W.
Check W indeed. All right.
Puck, 11.
All right, 11. Very nice. So as you head towards the light, you can see the faint glow of like candles, lots of candles. It's a very bright glow actually. So there's probably some people in there because you can hear what sounds like dinner, like porcelain plates and people, when you eat, the sound that it makes when you eat, that kind of sound. So you can hear that coming from the end of the hallway. The room doors that are open, you can see one more room, but it doesn't look as nice. And then at the you can see what seems to be like a kitchen, and then the other one is like a bathroom sort of shower sort of thing going on in a bathtub. But strangely, this hallway doesn't look very rich and opulent. It looks almost as if you would gather that it seems like a place where the servants would be in. So maybe the servants, the chambermaids, they would be in this area. And perhaps now they're having their dinner since the Duke is fast asleep, or what seems to be fast asleep. Perhaps.
Did you say there was a bedroom?
There's a bedroom, but it doesn't look as opulent at all. It looks very, very very regular.
I'm going to head in there,
Mm-hmm.
make sure there's nobody in there first,
Okay.
and then look through their wardrobe, see if I can find anything in my size.
Okay. All right. So you go in and you open the wardrobe, and all you see are female maid costumes.
Fuck.
Are you gonna check if they're your size?
Just all of them are girl dresses. So you see girl dresses, you see maid costumes, you see petticoats, you see a bra, you see
Take
underwear
one
for
for
girls.
Alyssa.
It's basically girl stuff. So obviously this room belongs to a female. You see some makeup on the table, you see her hairbrush.
Obvious.
Is there anything in my size?
There is something in your size. In fact, you are able to wear it. Probably a woman who is a little bit on the chunky side. She's definitely not skinny and small. So you're talking about somebody who's a little bit curvy. So, but you can wear it. It would be short on you, but you can wear it for sure. Especially one that specifically looks like a very maid, like what Chrysanthi is wearing, that kind of color, black and white, a very maid with an apron and everything. That one. It looks like you can wear that for sure.
Please put it on. Put on some cat ears too.
Yeah, he's gonna put it
Oh
on.
Lord.
He's gonna
Do
stuff
these.
his clothes,
Oh my gosh.
shove them under the bed. He's going to put the clothes on, and his features will become feminine,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll. Please tell me there's a vase with water in the room somewhere.
There is a pitcher of water on the table, the vanity table.
He'll dip his hands in it, and he'll push his hair back so it looks a little more feminine. All right, and then now looking like a very feminine, but
breastless woman.
yes, he's
Very muscular.
yeah. He's gonna start. He's gonna head out and head into the room, the dining room. Everybody's eating.
You forgot your makeup.
Can you please tell me if you have the same, like, what color hair and stuff like that? Just be a little bit more specific for me, please. God.
It'll be generic brown hair.
Okay.
Brown.
Okay. All right, we can do that. So, we're talking flat chest.
Oh no, he stuffed that bra.
Oh, he stuffed that bra. All right. Okay. All right, we can do this. So the maid costume, by the way, is long sleeve, so it hides a lot of your muscles, but strangely, it's very short. So it shows off like your legs in a very almost vulgar way. It's very like, come and get me kind of length. So that's the only thing that's a little strange, but you can yank it down. So as you head towards the lit hallway, you can hear the sounds of definitely lower Arphaen. You recognize it instantly that these are people who are not rich at all. You can hear the way that they're laughing, the way that they're cracking jokes, and as you peek at the corner, you can see that it is some of them are the guards who was guarding the place that led to the Levitos. You can see one of them. You can see two women who seem to be very, very skinny and young and Donshot. So they have blonde hair and blue eyes, very pretty girls. And they're laughing at the jokes that this guard seems to be telling. And they're all eating together. So they're like, oh, it's so funny. And then the guy is like, and he's smoking, and he's like, you know what I wanted to tell the Duke? If I could tell the Duke to his face what a fucker he is, I'd tell him. And then the girls are like, oh my god, you're so cute, oh my god. And they're like talking to each other, and it's a sight. There is a jug of like a pitcher of wine. So it does look like they're having a little bit of their own festival of lights on their own. And as customary to the Festival of Lights, you can see that the whole place is really lit up in that room with lots of candles, lanterns, and anything that has light. So they didn't notice you, but that's what you can see.
Cool. I'm gonna make my way continuing backtracking through the. So I guess I'd walk around them.
Okay, so the thing is that this hallway, that's the lit area, right? So as you continue on, that would be the only room. So it ends there, but at the other side of that room, you see a door, meaning you would have to get through that point to get to the door.
That's the point of the disguise, right?
Okay. So you're gonna continue, and you're not gonna like say anything to them. You're just gonna like make. Okay, so you're gonna walk across. All right. Shall I make him roll for this?
Yes, please.
I will make you roll for this.
Yes,
Okay, I will make you roll for this. So I'm gonna make you roll for. What shall I make you roll for? I'll make you roll for manipulation. Yeah.
I hate you guys.
Oh boy. Grimmy and
I think
Tani.
you've done this enough.
Oh boy, wearing a maid outfit and now have to roll for manipulation. Good grief.
Please, for the love of God, please draw him in a maid outfit.
Wow.
Okay. 11.
Wait, no! Oh, it's an 11. That was so close, though.
It's an 11. Okay, look at him sulking. Okay, so you manage to, you walk in, they notice you and they look at you and they're kind of like, they stare for a short moment and then they say, Marina? And they kind of look at you and then they look at each other and they're like, are you gonna join us? And then they're like, okay, have a good night. Happy Festival of Lights, Marina. Good night.
That sounds like me.
Oh my gosh. And as you head towards the other door, you can hear that guard saying, I don't remember her being so tall. Has she always been this tall? But they're like, it must be the wine. And then you manage to get to the door and you open it And you are at that point, which is the Golden Gate Hall itself. The same room where you had been in, where you saw the Duke, where Prince Aaron had been, where the Dark Guardians had been. This room, you recognize it immediately because it is so insanely luscious and just filled with all kinds of beautiful things. And it's empty, it's dark, there's nobody there. And
Okay.
at the end of it, you can see the way that leads to the main entrance and then the hallway that led to where the Levitos girl is.
That is where I'll go. I'll go that way.
Okay, so you go that way in your maid outfit. And then at the end of the hallway, you can see that there is, in fact, still a guard there. It's not the
Is he
same
alone?
one. He's alone. It's not the same one from the one that you saw earlier, but it's a different one. And he seems to be very bored and tired and just upset that he's there.
What kind of armor is he wearing and what weapon is he carrying?
Okay, so he's standing there with like what seems to be like regular chainmail and then like a very simple leather kind of protection. He's not wearing a helmet, but he does have strapped to his side a short sword, and he's wearing kind of like a hat. So he seems like somebody who doesn't really know how to be a proper guard, but he seems to be someone who's just there to make sure that nobody gets through.
So he's probably not skilled.
He's probably not skilled. He doesn't, from your estimate, from what you know, you can tell he's not skilled. He's young. He's as young as George.
Kill him.
You kill him now.
It is plot twist. No. Are there any like blunt objects, like anything similar to what a quarterstaff would be?
There are 3 candlesticks that are at your, so it ends at like your elbow. They're very tall candlesticks.
I'm gonna grab one and I'm gonna hold it behind my back with
Okay.
both hands,
Okay.
and I'm to step around the corner so he sees me,
Okay.
and then just fucking swipe and clock him in the fucking face.
All right. Roll for that. Give me your strength. Oh my word! But by the way, I must tell you that when you step around the corner, you can also see that there are windows, very very large windows. You can see the gate where the guards were guarding the Golden Gate. You can see the gate. You can see the guards. And if they were to turn and look into the house, they can see you as well. So just take note.
He knocked him out.
You knocked him out?
15.
Alright.
Out cold.
Your rolls are getting better. So he sees you and he gives you a quick nod at the distance. But the moment he sees that candle thing swinging, he's way too slow. It hits him before he can even reach for his sword. And he hits the side of the wall and falls down unconscious. And
GG.
there's nobody else there. And now your
I'm
pathway
going-
is clear.
I'm gonna pick him up and carry him with me down towards the Levithos.
Okay, so
If there's any, so am I in a clear area, completely clear?
you are in a completely clear area, but remember that there is a wall. And that is
Right.
how you get to the Levithos. So the wall doesn't look like it looks like a regular wall. So there is that part where you have to figure out what you need to press so that the wall would turn.
Fuck the maid outfit. I'm
Okay.
going to take that off.
Okay?
And I'm going to put on the guard armor, and then I'm going to use the maid outfit and wrap it around the guard's head
Okay.
and squeeze it so he suffocates and dies.
GG.
Wow.
Okay. That's fine. You don't need to roll for that one because he's already unconscious. So the guard is dead, and you have worn his armor, which is 2 sizes small for you. So it looks almost as if you're wearing a child's outfit. So it's kind of like you overgrew them. So, but you still managed to squeeze in, and your muscles are bulging, and the armor is like not even covering your abs. So it's a strange fit, but you managed to do it. You make it work, and now you're faced with the wall.
I'm just gonna start. Do I remember the general area where the guy?
You
pressed in
remember
to the
that
door move?
he had pressed the wall, so it's a wall, and then there's like a skirting, so it's almost like there's like this like a pattern on the wall, and he pressed something on that pattern. I can't remember
Okay.
what specifically. It's at this point that you can hear Alyssa in your head, and she says, I hope you didn't start the party without me.
Well, someone's already dead.
Yeah, so
Oopsie!
I'm inside. I have made it all the way through the area. You will find Rex on the outer gate. He will be by a tree waiting. If you climb over that wall and head to the right and just follow the wall, you will open window, climb through that, then continue out of the bedroom, down the hallway. On the right, there will be another hallway. Continue that way. You'll see a bedroom and a dining hall. Do not hall first. Please go into the bedroom. Put on some sort of costume that'll fit you because you're not getting to kill them. And then straight across the dining room, there's another door. You head through that way. You'll end up in the grand hall. Take a right. You'll head down through a stage into a room, and I will be there waiting.
So at this point, she says back to you, "You're an idiot," and then she somehow you can hear her footsteps come from the hall, and she had come in through a window from that point. So she had come in from a window at that point, and now she's facing you, and she's there with you in the hallway, but she's kind of crouched down, and she's leaning nearer to the shadows because the windows are huge and they're letting in a lot of moonlight. So wherever the moonlight is not hitting, she's like leaning into that. She's very slender, and she's like a small built girl, so it's very easy for her to like hide and slink around. So she looks at you and she says, "Not bad. Did you really have to kill him though?"
Yeah. I mean, if I didn't, then he would have told everybody that a fucking maid came in here and infiltrated the place and freed the Levithos.
Just couldn't wait for me,
We don't
could
want
you?
that. Then they're going to call the maid.
You know what I've always
Alright,
loved
so-
about you, Gordon? I've always loved that you had such great patience. And as she says that, she walks past you and she looks at the wall and she looks at you and she says, "I'm guessing this is the one?"
Secret entrance. Yeah, there's like buttons or some shit on the door. You gotta press them. You gotta press the right one or them in the right order. I can't remember. But it opens, and there's a basement, a very creepy basement, and the girl's down there. So, this is your line of work. I'll let you take care of it.
I'll have you know that on my way here, I saw somebody in a carriage headed towards this direction. But I'm not exactly sure who they were, but I managed to get here faster. They could be coming this way or somewhere else, but I don't have a good feeling about it. So let's make it quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wanna take a look at the wall?
You stand guard and I'll go down there and I'll get her out.
Great idea. Great idea.
If you sense any danger, let me know.
Roger.
So she feels along the walls, and as she presses and presses and presses, and she's very familiar with doing this kind of thing. Her main job throughout the time that y'all were together was to infiltrate places which shouldn't be infiltrated. So she manages to find something that gives. She presses it in all the way, and the wall does kind of move and slide to the side, and there is the stairway down. And she heads on in, and as she heads in, she sees the Levithos girl curled up in the corner of a cage that looks like the size of a dog's cage, and she manages to call her, but the girl doesn't really respond. So Alyssa leans forward a little bit and she says, Hey, I'm getting out of here. Excuse me, you awake? Hello? And the Levithos girl opens her eyes, looks up from where she is, and she says, You should not come here. And Alyssa says, All right, but you need to get out, and we're getting you out of here. I don't think it's safe for you to be here any longer. Anyway, we need to move fast. She takes out her set of lockpicks, and she starts to deal with the locks. As she does that, the Levithos girl seems to get very, very angry and very enraged and extremely uncomfortable with the situation. And she starts to hold the bars and says, Don't unlock me! Don't do it! Don't! Alyssa is kind of freaked out at this point, but she had already halfway got it through, and she turns one of the locks and the gates swing open. The moment she does that, the Levithos girl literally presses herself into the corner of the cage, and she says, This is a big mistake. You shouldn't have come. You shouldn't have come here at all. And Alyssa is kind of looking at her, and Alyssa herself is getting very worried, and she sends you a message from the bottom to the top, and she says, I think we're in trouble. The girl says that we shouldn't have freed her. I've unlocked the door. Shall I force her out?
Maybe ask her why. That's a good idea, right?
Okay. So Alyssa leans forward and she says, I know that it's frightening for you, but why is it not a bad idea? It can't be any worse than being trapped in this cage. And the girl says, You don't understand. This is something that is beyond both of us. You cannot be here. You cannot be here. There's somebody coming. Quick. You cannot be here. And she seems to go into a bit of a hysteria, and she starts to talk even louder. And at this point, Gordon, you can see that there is indeed a carriage approaching the gate. You can hear the sound of footsteps of horses, footsteps on gravel. You can hear it because you're quite near to the gate because you're at the window, so you can hear that.
Alyssa, you got anything to shut her up? Maybe knock her out? We kind of need to get moving, now. They're coming.
So Alyssa she hears you, and she looks to the Levithos girl and she says, I'm sorry, and she conjures up a quick spell to try to knock her out or try to give her illusion. But as she's doing that, the Levithos girl immediately shoots out a bolt of lightning and hits Alyssa straight in the chest. Alyssa is shocked, and she's literally electrified. She falls back at that moment, and you can hear the sound of Alyssa groaning and whimpering from where you are, and she doesn't respond to you from that point.
Fuck, and he turns and goes down the stairs.
And
sword in hand.
Sword in hand.
Together.
Time to kidnap the Levithos.
Fuck!
Alyssa is electrified on the ground.
He puts his sword away, he tosses the candlestick up, and he just kind of like looks at Alyssa, looks at the Levithos, looks back at Alyssa, turns to the cage, walks in, and bonk.
Can you roll for strength, please? Oh my gosh. Y'all didn't see this coming. Good grief.
GG.
All
Oh
right.
my god, that's a 23.
I'm
Jesus
gonna
fucking Christ.
give the audience at this point. Can I see who the audience is? How many people do we have in the stream right now? If y'all can just raise your hand.
We have 10 people.
That would be great if y'all can raise your hand, because I'm gonna give you guys a chance to vote for something either good or bad to happen. I do not count the players as audience, so those who raise their hands and they are in the stream, they will not be counted. We are judged. The top right has a pawn, like a pawn symbol. A pawn symbol. Okay. I see Grimmy. I see Weird Judge. I see Snail Child. Okay, you guys, you have a chance right now. There is a carriage indeed coming towards them. I want you all to decide. Will there be 2 or 1? I want you all to just choose 2 or 1. Only the audience can choose 2 or 1. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you what. I'm not gonna tell you
Real
what
quick.
the 2 is or the 1 is. Yes, honey.
I gotta temporarily quit the game because something at the stream I'm watching. They need the viewers to choose 1 or 2, so I gotta participate in that real quick.
All right. So we have
hold on.
Tani. We have Tani saying 2. We have the Weird Judge saying 1, and Grimmy saying 1. So that is a vote for 1. Thank you very much, audience. The vote will be 1. So, from this carriage, we'll find out what's happening in the carriage and why 1 or 2. Thank you, audience. I really appreciate the help and your quick response. So, as you rolled a 23, you knocked her out instantly. She's out like a light, and she's there. Now you have 2 women on the ground, 1 Levithos girl and 1 Alyssa, who is electrocuted. She's like she has her eyes open and she's in a lot of pain. So it wasn't just electric, it was magical electric. So she's in a lot of pain, and she's like, at this point she's glaring at you or trying to glare at you, and you know what it means. It means that I hate you for bringing me through this. So this is all your fault, Gordon, kind of glare. So, and you hear the sound of the carriage getting even closer, and you can hear some chattering from outside at this point, Gordon. So your decision is very crucial at this point. Who
So
to
he's
take?
gonna look out the window. Are the guards like far away or are they nearby?
The guards are at the gate, and from where you are, you can see the carriage has stopped at the gate, and somebody steps out. 1 person steps out from the carriage, and that person is someone that you recognize. It was that blonde boy who was with the mayor, the one who put a hand on your shoulder and told you to step away from the Duke. And you remember him as Malachi, or at least that's what you heard him being called. But he was with the mayor.
Shit. I'm gonna put both of them up over my shoulders and I'm gonna start booking it back towards where I came from.
Good grief. Okay, so roll for me. Roll for me strength, and we'll see if you're actually able to carry them. Oh boy. The one time he needed it, audience, the one time that he needed it. The one time he needed it.
6.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, so sorry. Gordon.
And you didn't learn any like
Gosh.
fancy spells from your ex?
Gosh.
Dang,
Okay.
that's kind of lame.
So
Like dimensional
at
stuff.
this point, as you carry the Levithos, you manage to carry her. She's a lot heavier than you thought she would be. Maybe it's because she's a Levithos. Maybe because you're nervous. We don't know. As you pick up Alyssa, you find that there is not much of a balance for you, and they're both they're both both of them on your shoulders is not light.
Stop it.
But thankfully, Alyssa manages to like stand on her feet, and she puts her hand on your shoulder and she says, "Just go. I'll be fine."
I'm just gonna book it then.
All
I'm
right.
gonna
So she's trying to gather herself. Alyssa stays behind in that room. She tells you, "Don't close the door. I'm right behind you."
All right. He's going to go back up the stairs, down the hallway, and he's going to try to head back into the dining room.
1 second. Before you leave, she tells you to go out the window from where she came, which is at the Golden Skate Hall. There are a couple of windows, and if you walk down the hallway, you should see that there is one that is slightly ajar.
My stuff, though. Okay.
Up to you.
I have a plan. All right. I'll do as she says, and I'll go to the window, and I'll. I guess I'll push the window open, lay the Levithos on the windowsill, then like drag her out.
Okay. So we're gonna roll for dexterity to see if you manage to do that without making a sound. Audience, he hates me. Yes, we make them suffer.
20.
Okay.
20. All right. You needed that 20.
Damn,
You needed that
that's
20
rough.
just now, but all right, you got it now. Congratulations. Okay, so you managed to do that. It was a slick move. It's almost as if you had trained for this moment for your entire life, and you managed to slick her out, put her back on your shoulder, and where are you headed to?
I'm going to. Shit. So is the way the carriage coming between me and the way I originally, or am I on the side that I originally?
Definitely. Rex is hidden in the bushes near the carriage. If Rex were to come out, everyone would see him for sure. But he's very quiet.
Okay. Well, since I have no way to get over the wall without him, I'm going to blink into the shadows and head the opposite direction from the carriage.
All right. So you're gonna head in the opposite direction from the carriage. So you're gonna go to the back of the building.
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna go to the back of the building. Okay, at this point, as you go to the back of the building, you can see Alyssa. If you turn around, you can see that she's like coming behind you in the shadows. She seems still very like in pain, but she's coming behind you, and you can see her, and she's like, "Told you not to come on this stupid mission." And then she turns towards you and she says, "We have to call Rex over here so that he can come and get both of us right now. I'm going to call for him."
No, no, you're not. You're fucking not. They see him. They know we're here. They're either going to kill him, kill us, or kill all of us. Or they're going to. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. All right, I'd rather not. I'd rather just wait this out. Yes, she's right. She's right. All right. Shut the fuck up. Listen. Okay. So here's the deal. We have to stay here until the people in that fucking carriage are boogied out of here. All right. We don't exactly have a choice unless you have some sort of magical teleport and shit that you can use to get her out of here. We're stuck. I can't carry her over that 10-foot wall. Rex comes out. We're all fucked. You can't carry anything. Look at you. You're in a fucking mess. All right, we have to. We don't exactly have another choice here, unless you want to get caught.
I can call him to the wall. The other wall, the back wall, where nobody is.
Then do that.
Well, before you started scolding me, God, why was I ever with you? And then she makes like a very, very, very soft and low whistle, kind of like a, and it's like a tone to it, and you know that that would instantly get Rex over. You can hear like the rustling of trees. It sounds as if the wind is going through the trees, but you know that it's Rex. So he slinks across and comes to the back of the wall, and then from the top of the ledge you see his head peep up, and you can see his eyes, and he's like looking at you guys from where he is, and you can see he's like looking at you very excitedly, like, oh, I'm so glad that you're here. And he comes to the top really fast, and then Alyssa manages to do like a running, like she climbs, she does a running, you know those moments when you run and then you like step on the wall and then you jump up a little bit? She does that, and she gets on Rex, grabs his reins, and guides him so that he's a little bit down so that she can help you put the Levithos girl on the saddle and for you to get on the back.
Fucking show off. So he helps her with the Levithos girl, and then is the carriage and the people still there?
They are, but they can't see you guys because you're at the back of the building. But if like Rex were to continue along the wall, definitely you guys can see them. So Alyssa takes Rex and brings him back into the forested areas very, very quietly. With the added weight, you can see that Rex is a little bit more like he's not really balanced and not really strong enough to hold onto the wall as well, but he manages to go down. He settles down as Alyssa tells him to quiet it down, and from where you are, you can see the carriage, you can see Malachi, and you can see him talking to the guards, and he's like gesturing towards the place, and you can see him like he's gesturing about someone, and he does make some symbols, and the guards are like ask, it almost looks like he's saying, are you sure? And then one of them points to the inside, and they point, and then one of the guards go in. And they come out after a while, and Malachi looks at them with almost like a I told you so kind of face. And the guards kind of give him like a oh my god, and they start searching the compound. So they immediately, all the whoever guards are there, they start circling the inside of the house, and they start looking around. And Alyssa looks at you and she says, you just had to get this one, didn't you? You always like the hard missions.
Yeah, about that. I still need my things. So, you want to bring me around?
Your things?
Yeah, my things.
Forget your things. We're leaving now.
Arnok's sword is in there. Cunt. We're not going anywhere until I get that back. I'm telling you that much right now.
Then you have to go get it alone, because now with this girl here, and if they're going to search this place, that means you're going to search the outside as well.
Deal. Just, Rex, bring me around to where I originally came in, pop me over the wall, I'll get in, I'll get out, we'll be fine.
Fine. And she tells Rex to lie down. She pulls the Levithos girl very begrudgingly off of Rex, and she leans her against a tree, and the two of them kind of hide behind some bushes, and Rex is free for you to take.
Yep. So back to the spot we originally came in, and up over the wall, except I'm gonna have him come over the wall with me this time and stay over there in the shadows. Are there like bushes or anything he can hide in that area?
Not enough to hide him. Enough to hide you for sure, but not enough to hide him. And the guards are already patrolling the area a little bit more aggressively than before. And the guard that you saw in the room with the two Donchat girls, he's out. Drunkenly trying to, trying to not to look drunk, but he's like pressing his hand against the wall.
How tall is the palace?
It's 2 stories. It's not a palace, it's like a very large mansion.
It's just 2 stories?
Just 2 stories.
I'll have... Is there like guard posts on the roof or anything like that?
No.
That I can see?
No.
I'll have Rex I'm gonna wait until no guards are looking directly at us.
Okay.
Have Rex straight up the wall and onto.
Okay. So you're gonna have him go along the walls and then
go up onto the palace roof or the mansion's roof.
okay.
Okay.
I can't. That's gonna be on Rex, right? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so he manages to do that, and he manages to slink down and follow along the shadows and the most dark area. Very quickly, he gets up to the roof. His tail swipes against something. A flower pot crashes on the ground, and instantly you can hear the guards saying, "Over here! Over here!" And they start rushing towards where you guys are, but Rex just jets up to the top of the roof. So he manages to press himself onto the roof, and he's laying really, really still and really low. But you can see from where you are, where that flower pot had crashed, 6 guards had gathered there.
Fuck.
And you can also see from where the gate is that Malachi boy is walking into the building.
Okay, where's the window that I originally climbed into? Is it near the 6 guard?
No.
I'm going to head that way.
Okay. So you head that way and you see that there are no guards there. They had all magically, this mistake had been a great thing because they all gathered at that point. That window is still slightly ajar, meaning that you are more than able to enter it again.
Yep, hop on in, check out the hallway, make sure it's still dark, nobody's coming.
Clear, clear, clear. And you're at the
Head all the way
room.
back.
And you're at the room where you had left your stuff.
Cool. I'm gonna fuck this guard's armor. I'm gonna put my stuff back on, and then just head back out the way I came.
All right. As you leave the room with your stuff, you can see somebody coming down the hallway, and it's that Malachi boy.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me. Okay.
So you can see that he's coming down that way. He doesn't notice you. He doesn't seem to expect anybody there. So he seems very calm.
Okay. Is he heading towards the way I need to go? Or is he heading away?
He is heading away. He wants to head upstairs.
Okay, I'm gonna let him pass.
Okay. So
and then after he's waltzed off, I guess I'll boogie it on out of there.
Okay. So he walks past you. Amazingly, he doesn't see you or notice you. You're stuck in the shadows of that maid room, and he walks past. You see him walk past. He seems very determined. So he walks on. He walks up the stairs. You didn't see that, but you can hear him walking up the stairs till there's no more sound of his footsteps. And what happens? You can go out. You go back to the room. Rex is waiting for you at that wall. He seems a little bit panicky though. So he looks at you with like bigger eyes than usual, and he's blinking at you. So
hopping out of the window, I'm gonna pull it open a little bit and peek my head out, make sure the coast is clear.
And at this point, he kind of just blinks, and he's staring straight at the gate. He's hidden. He's hidden in the shadows, so he's at the dark side of the wall, but you can see him, and he's staring at the gate. And you look at the gate.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at the gate, you can see that the gate is open, and you can see Alyssa dragging the Levithos girl into the carriage. There's nobody there, and nobody notices her because all the guards are searching around the area. That gate is kind of stupidly left on its own. The carriage was left on its own, so the carriage is there with an open door, and Alyssa is slowly moving towards that carriage to drag the Levithos and dragging the Levithos girl with her. So you can see that from where you are.
I'm gonna yeet myself out of that fucking window and bolt towards and like calm him down, try to, hurry up, get on him as quiet as possible.
Okay, so back the same way that you came from, Rex follows the path, and soon he's hiding behind the bushes, and you are at like talking distance to Alyssa at this point. So he comes right to the tree that's very near the carriage.
Oi, what the fuck are you doing?
What do you want to do with her?
Get her on the big fucking lizard and get out of here! What do you mean?
We can take the carriage too.
The carriage is super loud. The moment those horses start galloping, all the guards are gonna come towards.
Didn't think of that one.
Yeah, you don't think we're gonna be able to navigate through this fucking city with a carriage that's wanted? No, get her on the lizard. Let's go.
And so she nods, and you can see like her hair is like like kind of fried. You can see like it's like kind of like, in that mode. So obviously she wasn't just struck by the electric, but probably her brain was a little bit fried as well. And she's like, yeah, obviously didn't think of that one. Okay, and she drags the Levithos girl and lays her on top of Rex, and you guys are free. And at that point, you can see the guards kind of looking towards the direction of where you guys were, thinking they heard something, and then continuing on to patrol the area.
Awesome. We're gone now. Leave. Fuck this. And instead of traveling by rooftop, since Rex is super uneven now, we're going to try to slink through the alleyways and lesser used street.
All right.
To try to make it to the tavern.
All right. So Alyssa is still very like, she seems a little bit out of herself, a little bit like, a little bit drunk almost. Something's a little bit off. You can tell. Like she's like smiling to herself, and she's kind of like, and she's kind of wobbling a little bit. And she's on the back of Rex. The Levithos girl's in front of you, and she's at your back, and she puts her arms around your waist, and she leans on your shoulder, and she's like, fun. And then she was like, and then she goes, Gordon, did you really want to marry me? Gordon? Really? Did you really want that? And you can see like her face is like she's all red.
Questioning my own life decisions. I am questioning whether or not I should not. No, Gordon's gonna stay quiet, stick to the mission. He's gonna like flick her in the forehead and shut the fuck up. And
very
guide
romantic.
Rex towards the
very romantic.
Oh yeah.
All right. So as are you guys headed back to the inn?
Yes.
Okay. As Alyssa is kind of delirious and the Levithos girl is completely knocked out, and there's like you can see like a bump starting to form at her head, very comically large one, and then you all head back to the inn, and you are now back at the inn. And Rex stops right outside the stable, which he had been in for the past 2 nights.
Awesome. I'm going to give him what's left of the fish that we had cooked a few nights ago.
But
the rest of it, yep.
Okay.
Give the rest.
Poor
and then
Rex.
grab the girl, look in windows, make sure that the people aren't downstairs. Trying to make sure my coast is clear.
Okay. Everybody seems to be sleeping, but you can see the kitchen light is still quote unquote on, meaning Bea is still like doing stuff. But other than that, there's nobody.
Will Bea be able to see me if I walk inside and up the stairs?
No. If she's busy in the kitchen, probably not.
Then I'll have the Levithos girl toss her over my shoulder, grab Alyssa's arm, drag her, and like push the door open with my shoulder and be like, I'm not going to say anything, of course, unless she says to me. But I'm going to start heading towards the stairs.
Okay. So when you drag Alyssa with you, she goes, wee! And then she kind of just comes with you, and she seems like she's floaty, and she's kind of like, Gordon, I'm like, can I sleep in your room tonight, please? something has struck her. So when she says that, Bea speaks because y'all were at the door, and she calls from the kitchen and she says, hello, is anyone there? Can I help you?
It's Gordon and Alyssa. We're good. Went out for a few drinks.
I see. Do you need anything?
No, thank you.
I'm about to retire for the night, so if there's anything else you need, you can let me know now.
I guess leave a pitcher of water on the counter. I'll head back down in a little bit.
Oh, okay. No worries. I'll do that for you. And then you could. She didn't come out of the kitchen. She just said it straight from the kitchen. So you heard her voice, but you didn't see her. And you walk on up the stairs. Alyssa's with you. Her footsteps are a little louder than usual, but she follows you up very obediently, hanging on to you like a little child.
Awesome. I'll first go into my room, and then drop the Levitos girl on my bed. Then I'll go out, dragging Alyssa still, go into her room, push her into her room, and shut the door.
Spicy.
Oh, I'm not staying in there.
Oh my gosh! Nice.
Screw yours.
All right. That was very romantic. Okay, so at that point, Alyssa seems to be like whining or saying something, but you can't really make out what she's saying. And then after a while, there's silence. So that's it. The Levitos girl is still out cold, and you have succeeded your mission.
Hey.
Congratulations. I'm going to cut the scene to the point where, so this is, we have Gordon's quest done this way, because meaning that his one is almost like maybe an hour and a half of time. So let's go back to Reva and Atreus and Laksha and Baru. So anything else you want to do, Gordon? Because this is like, it may be the last time that you do something.
Yeah, I'll get the pitcher,
Okay.
and I'll maybe get a glass.
Okay.
Go to Alyssa's room, give her a glass of water. Go into my room, take the blankets off the bed. So the Levitos girl is on the bed. Then I'll like make a little makeshift bed on the floor. Just sleep on that.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna sleep with the Levitos girl in your room, and you're gonna sleep on the
Yes.
floor. Okay. All right. Very well. So that's the end of Gordon's turn. Okay, I'm gonna go straight to, let's connect everybody else. So the last thing that had happened was that Atreus had pressed a kiss on the forehead of Baru, the fallen Dark Guardian, while everyone watched. The tieflings had, the women and children were sent away by the order of Prince Aaron. He had asked for only red-skinned tieflings to step forward, and he had called for he had suggested an unbirth between Baru and Atreus, so that they can settle their differences in an equal and masculine way to honor the traditions of Arphaen, because in Arphaen they don't believe in just bringing out people and killing them if you are an equal to them. So that's when we have Baru now on the ground, Prince Aaron bringing the mount and talking to Reva, who is in the corner, and also all the guards standing around the two tieflings who killed the guards, and the red tieflings. So 5 tieflings. Atreus is still there. There are guards who are immediately rushing to Baru and trying to stop the situation. George makes his way towards the fallen Baru and stands next to Laksha. Sir, he got beaten up by a tiefling. That's some donkey shot right there. And he kind of swallows back the laugh, because he knows that it's like a very serious situation, but he can't help but laugh at the fact that Baru was whipped by a tiefling. So everybody, you can see that in the eyes of the tieflings, they're really looking down at the Dark Guardians. You can see in the eyes of the gods, they're really looking down at the Dark Guardians too. So, some of the Tommy comes over to Laksha and he says, "Sir, shall we carry him over to the sick bed in the guard post? I'm sure we got a bunch of healers there who can help him out."
Yes, thank you, Tommy. See, George, this is what you need to do, George. You need to be more useful. Get out of my sight. Go.
Yes, sir. And he helps Tommy and Gerald and George. They lift Baru up, and Baru's a big boy, and they carry him up, and they put him on a stretcher, and they start to move him towards the sick bed, which is at the guard post, meaning the captain is there. So they're headed towards that spot. Prince Aaron looks at the rest of you, and he comes towards Laksha, and he says, "I'm sorry about your friend. But you must know that this sort of situation could have been avoided." Whatever it is, and he's kind of staring at you at this point, and he's kind of like, "Okay, what's up with him?" And then he says, "My suggestion is to ask each of these tieflings who are now in, those who had killed the guards deserve justice. For that, I agree. But those who had nothing to do with this need to be questioned individually. That would be fair."
Oh God.
And I will take responsibility for this matter with the captain myself. So would you like to come with me? And we will talk with him.
Sure.
Very well. I need to help somebody to collect something, but I will meet you at the guardhouse once I'm done with that. Is that clear, Donshat?
Donkey shot.
Okay.
Donkey.
So at this point,
Wait, hold on. Your Highness, how do we set up a public execution? Just out of curiosity, like if I wanted to execute someone, how would I go about that? Out of curiosity, like
there would need to be a trial.
I don't want to execute.
There would need to be a trial first, and then he would need to be proven guilty. And if he is proven guilty, then he can be executed. And I would believe that the captain would have a great say in who does get executed or not. Why? Is there someone you want dead?
Yeah, there's a George. You know who George is? He's this little that's just always running around and running his. He doesn't do his job. I think he's a traitor. I really do.
You think he's a traitor?
There's no two ways about it. No, not really. I'm joking. He's just very annoying, and I don't know how to get rid of him.
So what's he doing?
Sure, you can talk to the captain about that. I have to go. And he takes the mount. He guides the mount towards where Reva is, and he looks to Reva, and he gives her a very apologetic smile, and he says, "Shall we?"
No.
Yeah.
So he
Oh,
lets you up on the mount, and he gets on the back of the mount as well, and can you direct him towards where the inn is? You can, right? Okay, so you guide him towards the inn. You stop at the outside, and that's where you see that the inn. So remember, we are going back in time. So Gordon had finished his whole 1.5 hours. So now for you, it would be around 9:30 going to 10. So at that time, you can see that there are people kind of downstairs in the inn, but they are kind of closing up. They're finishing up their meals. Bea is still there. And you also see Eliam, and he's chatting with some of the people. As you enter in, Eliam looks at you. Ah, the pretty one. My girl, this is the last night of the festival and you're back so early? I would have thought that you'd find yourself a fine young lad. Or perhaps you came with one of them?
Actually, I did.
Ooh, congratulations, my dear. Where is the lucky man?
She's waiting for me outside. I will be leaving tonight.
Oh, could I have a word with him?
I am not sure.
Oh, is he staying the night here in the inn?
No, I will be going with him.
I see how it is. Well then, hurry off, get your things, go.
I'm going to my room and I will go collect my stuff.
Ask Gordon. He's got a collar.
I'll show you later.
Okay, so you grab all your stuff and you go
There's a
back.
ringing sign.
Oh,
Yeah,
can you
it's
talk for a moment?
talk.
You completely ignored what I just said. Can you talk for a moment? Because you had this weird ringing going on.
Sorry, I heard you say, can you stop
Yeah,
for a
fine.
moment? I heard you say, can you stop for a moment?
All right, you're good.
No, it's fine.
Continue.
Okay, sorry. Sometimes it has this thing. I don't know why. Okay, so you grab your stuff. Is there anything else you want to do in the room or anything else you want to check or stuff like that?
I mean, I'll take the vials for sure. I'll take the clothes I had and all that. I'll look around in case I forgot something and I'll go downstairs back to the prince.
As you open the door, you see Alyssa leaving Gordon's room and going back to her room. And she looks strangely satisfied. Very, very satisfied. It's almost as if she got something that she really likes.
I'll make the connection with the times she was like crying and I'll probably assume that they made up.
Okay. Yeah.
They're
Made
really
up.
together now.
Because you must remember that was the point that they had searched Atreus's room. They had gotten the book and she had kissed Gordon on the cheek and she's actually pretty happy with how things are going. So she leaves the room. You can recognize that giddy little grin on her face as she leaves the room and goes back to her room. She looks at you though. She notices that you're there. So she gives you like a look and she acknowledges you and she goes back into her room. So, as you go back to the prince and you see Prince Aaron waiting for you down there with his Durgash, and he looks at you and he says, "Did you get everything you need?"
I believe so, yes.
All right, let's go. And he lifts you up,
Let's go.
and you guys head back to the hotel. When you head back to the hotel, he leaves the Durgash to the person who's the stable boy, takes the Durgash up, and you go with him back to his room. And he opens up the doors to his room and he carries your stuff for you. So he carries all your things, he carries all your bags, and he lays them gently in your room. And he says, "There are other rooms in this hotel. I'd like you to have this one. And I believe that if you continue to travel and perhaps be more successful in life, you might be staying in places like this and even better. So a princess like you should get used to it." And when he says princess, he kind of steps back and he blushes and he turns away and he's like, and he laughs and he goes quiet at that point. He goes like very quiet. He puts your stuff down and he walks into the room and he doesn't look at you. You can tell he's kind of awkward in his own way.
I'll walk after him, like follow him and try to touch his hand.
So he feels you touch his hand and he turns and he looks at you and he grabs your hand and he looks at you and he says, "Was I too forward?"
I'm like blushing because princess. No, I think I liked it.
I wanted you to know that I was worried that things could get out of hand and that you would be hurt tonight. Were you frightened by what had happened?
I was. I don't like this kind of. It's so scary, so awful.
It is. Very
I don't
awful.
want to see anything like this again.
Well, I don't want you to have to go through something like that either. Whatever I can do, I will do. But only if you're willing to trust me.
I will do my best to trust you.
Perhaps I can make it easier
It's
for you.
not easy.
I know it isn't. I know it isn't. I'm not even Crown Prince. I know that it isn't easy for you. But I have something that might prove that I am worthy of at least some trust. And he goes over to, he digs inside his pocket of his coat and he pulls out what looks like a paper and it's like a scroll. It looks like a scroll. So he puts that on the desk and he pulls out also something else from his other pocket. And you can see that it's a stick of wax, a red stick of wax. So he takes that wax, he opens the scroll, and he kind of puts the wax onto like a nearby flame on a candle, and he melts the end. And as he opens the scroll, you can see him putting the wax, dripping the wax onto a part of the scroll. He takes off his pendant. He takes it off and then he presses the pendant, the backside on the wax, and you can see instantly the seal of the royal family on that wax. And he pulls it off, and then he comes close to you, and he opens the scroll in front of you, and he says, "This is for you to easily pass through anywhere in Upper Arphaen. It has the seal of the royal family. It should be the seal of the province and the mayor of the province. But if you have the royal family seal, it means that you can call upon a member of the royal family or at least enter a royal area and you will be recognized. I hope that this will help you in some way. And you can use my name if you need to. I really want you in. And then he starts to like get really, really nervous and he says, I really want you to follow me to Orias, but only if you're willing. And he grabs your hand and he puts the scroll inside and he says, even if you're not, I hope that this will help you.
I hope that we will go to Upper Arphaen together then.
And he like lights up and you can see like he's like very shocked that you like so quickly said yes to that. And he said, then go with me tomorrow. We'll go. The festival is over. This place is, pardon my language, but it's a shithole. And I really want to show you what the rest of Arphaen looks like. So come with me.
Let me think about it overnight.
Sure, of course. Don't feel any pressure. I just want to get to know you more. A lot more. It's late. I have to speak to the captain about what you had seen today, and I wish you a good night, Reva. And he leans down and he kisses your cheek. And then he immediately leaves the room. Like, he doesn't even want to like acknowledge what he did, so he just leaves the room and he closes the door behind him. And you are alone in that beautiful, gorgeous, large studio apartment size hotel room. So, is there anything that you want to see?
Gosh.
Anything that you want to do? Anything you want to order before I move to Laksha, Baru, and Atreus?
I think she will just explore the room. She will like fangirl about the little kids.
Okay.
But nothing else, I think.
Alright, so you can see that there's a bowl of fruits. You can see that there is a vanity table with a marble sink and a pitcher of water in a silver jug. And at that marble sink, you can see a small carving of a dragon. It's the size of your palm, so it looks like a baby dragon. So when you pick it up and you run your fingers over it, and you can see that it's soap. So the baby dragon is soap. So this place is really, it has some attention to detail. And you can see that the cupboards are huge. The bed is even bigger. And this whole place is literally perfect. So that's your room. Prince Aaron had given you his room. And unknown to you, this is the only room in the hotel that is like this. And it's considered the royal suite. So he gave that to you. And Prince Aaron rides down to the guard post. And as he's riding to the guard post, by this time, Baru had been placed in the sick bed. When he was placed in the sick bed, he regained consciousness, but his eyes are still closed. You can see that his eyes are moving underneath his eyelids. He's very, very aware of the pain that he's feeling, and it's a lot of pain. And at this point, he's laid on the bed. Tommy, George, and Gerald are like around him and kind of like looking at him. And Tommy says, "Poor sap. If only he hadn't fought that dirty old tiefling." Oh. Shin just dipped.
Okay,
Shin.
back.
Okay, hi, welcome back. And then one of the physicians come forward and they look at Baru. And it's at this point that the captain was informed that there was an Anverth and was aware of the situation. The captain steps in and he says to Tommy and to George and Gerald, "Can anybody explain what the hell is going on?" And three of them kind of cower and they're like, sir. George starts talking, the first one to talk, and he goes, "Sir, you know, Prince, he was taming something. It was those Dergash things. You know he's a tamer, right? Everyone knows he's a tamer. Honestly, I'm not so sure what happened. But I think you should talk to Sir Laksha. I think he would know more." And then Tommy is kind of like just stepping back and letting George be an idiot. And at this point, the captain turns to the physician and says, "Will he live?" And the physician leans forward and he presses a hand on Baru's forehead and he says, "He's conscious. He needs to call for the prayer. I can see that he can be healed if he were to call for the prayer. He needs to be stabilized. Somebody get a cloth and wrap his wounds." So there's a lot of movement. After a while, Baru is wrapped up. His jaw is wrapped up. There's a lot of blood, but Baru, you can hear and you can feel what's going on around you, but you don't have the strength to open your eyes.
Can I do I have the strength to mumble some words?
You have the strength to mumble a little bit. And the physician, when he sees you gathering, he like leans forward and he whispers to you, "Pray, son, pray."
So Baru like musters whatever strength he has. He kind of mumbles out a little. "By the power of the great and the strength of Abigail, his servant. Restore unto this flesh light, and offer to your servant might.
And you see, and everybody sees the wound, the tattoo on your shoulder, on your side, start to glow brightly. And instantly, you can see that it's almost as if your body starts responding to the prayer. All the wounds start to close a little bit. Your arm seems to like get back into place a little bit more. It's not enough to heal everything completely, but it definitely stabilizes you, and you can feel yourself coming back into like full consciousness. But the pain is immense, and the broken ego is worse. And as you open your eyes, you can see the physician above you, and he's looking down at you. It's an old man. You can tell he's a Telrion. He has gray eyes and dark hair, and he's got tan skin, and he presses his hand on your forehead, and he wipes your sweat, and he wipes your face with a cloth, and he says, "The Great had mercy on you. Obviously he had other plans for you, son. How are you feeling?"
I feel I have been said I've had better days.
And then at this point, the captain, he doesn't even acknowledge you. You see him standing at the foot of your bed. You can see him like looming over you, and he kind of gives this like shake of his head, and he turns and heads back in towards the main area where his desk is. Laksha, you have just arrived at the main office, and you see the captain walking in, and you see Tommy, Gerald, and George coming out of what looks to be the sick room area. And they're very quiet and they're very sullen, and the captain looks like he's going to break something. And he sighs deeply, sits behind his desk, and he just stares at you. He just stares at you.
I'm gonna stare back, but I'm not gonna blink.
All right. So he's going to look at you and he's going to say, "When you're ready, Donshat, I'd like an explanation for this mess."
What do you want from me? What do you want me to say? You want me to say, hey, some tiefling decided to cause a riot and, this happened and this happened. What do you want me to say? I feel like the situation here speaks for itself. That, it all just went to heck. Like, what am I supposed to say?
One side of me wants to blame myself for leaving you in charge and thinking that you were possibly able to handle the situation. Another side of me would like to be upset at the prince. But the Great knows that we're not allowed to speak ill of our royals. This is a disaster. And as he says that, you can see Prince Aaron come in. And when Prince Aaron comes in, you can see this captain shift his hand towards his sword in almost like he wants to fight him kind of mode. But he restrains himself and he takes a deep breath and he calms himself. And he says, "Get out of my sight," to you. And he waves you and the rest of the Tommy and George and everybody, and he waves y'all away, and you all head into the sick bed room where Baru is, but you can still hear the conversation. So if you stand at that area, you can still hear the conversation.
Can I hear the conversation?
You can hear the conversation. So Laksha has been pushed into that room. Tommy tries to help the physician, who is still trying to help Baru. Baru is still very weak. George is standing next to Laksha. Gerald is kind of like trying to pour a glass of water for Laksha, and he brings the glass of water to Laksha, and he's like, sir, maybe this might help. It's Gerald, not George.
Oh, okay. No, that's different. Yeah. Thank you, Gerald.
Sure, sir.
You and Tommy need like a promotion or something.
Thank you, sir. I'll go help the doctor now. Yeah. And he goes off, and you can sense, Laksha, that there is this intense respect that everybody has for you. A very different kind of respect, where it's like, it's almost as if they recognize that you are willing to shed blood to get the mission done. And they can feel that, so they're kind of afraid of you in some ways. So George, thick-skinned, weedy boy, comes next to you, and he kind of leans back to the wall, and he looks at you with like a, we're best pals kind of face. He looks at you and he goes, sir, I like the way...
No, I don't know. Enlighten.
I like the way you told of the captain. It's pretty cool. Pretty good. I've always wanted to
Didn't that tell you to get out of my sight? Didn't that tell you to go? I thought I told you that. Why are you still here?
Because I think you're pretty cool. Sir, I really think that, they could learn a bunch from you. I saw the way that you took that sword, and you just went like that, and I saw what the blood was like. I saw it, sir. I saw it. You were awesome.
There's the door, by the way, George. I don't know if you can see that, but it's over there.
Can I sit by the chair, sir? I'll be quiet, I promise. I promise. I promise.
I swear, if I could just publicly execute you, I would.
But then you wouldn't be able to find contraband, sir. And then he runs off and he sits at the chair and he's like very quiet and he's like... He sits at the chair very quietly. And that's when you see the conversation of a lifetime. Prince Aaron comes into the office with a very commanding presence, and it's at that moment that you realize that he's very aware that he's a prince. So he comes forward, and there is a face-off between the captain and Prince Aaron. Prince Aaron comes in, and he stands in front of the captain. The captain stands begrudgingly, bows to the prince, and he says, I don't suppose you know exactly what happened, Your Majesty. That would require me to call for all tieflings to be questioned. And Prince Aaron kind of raises his brow and he goes, and they all needed to be questioned like that on the last night of the Festival of Lights, in public, at night. Women and children. In this way? Is that really the way that we do things? Or is that the way that you do things, Captain? And the captain kind of like, you can see that he really wants, like, he's itching to smack Prince Aaron across the back of his head, but he refrains and he just goes, like I said, Your Highness, I don't think you're fully aware of what needs to be done to make sure that the culprit is caught. These tieflings, and as he says, these tieflings, Prince Aaron says, are as equal as we are. Why do you treat them like they are any lower or any less? And then the captain kind of blinks, and you can see like he's cursing Prince Aaron in his brain. You can see like he's like shaking. He's visibly very, very angry. But he also knows that this is the prince and the favorite son of the prince, favorite son of the king. And Prince Aaron continues and he says, I don't believe my father would be very happy to hear about this event that took place on the Festival of Nights the last night of the Festival of Lights, a day where people should be honored, where good should be honored, where there should be festivities and happiness and joy, but instead, tieflings are being slaughtered in the city square. I don't think my father would be very pleased at all. Do you, Captain? And the captain kind of shrinks back into himself a little bit, and he replies with, I am the captain of the guards, Your Majesty. My job is to uphold justice and to make sure that people do not go scot-free for the mistakes and crimes that they commit. I am simply doing my job, Your Grace. And Prince Arphaen says, obviously you're not a religious man at all, Captain. Would you consider yourself a religious man? And the captain says, I do. And then Prince Arphaen replies, he who regards all men as equal is counted as a religious man. I'm sure you know this from the ancient texts. And the captain is kind of like caught off guard by like the quoting of the Bible to him, and he kind of just goes quiet. And then Prince Arphaen says, whatever decisions were made, I pray that you will not blame the Dark Guardians or anyone else. I stepped in and I did what I thought was fit, what I thought was right. If anyone ought to be punished, it should be me. And if you wish to take it up with my father, you may. But I will also be sure to tell him my side of the story. And you can see that there's like this strong arming going on. Like the air is so tense and it's so dark and it's so heavy. And the captain, he nods and he says, and you can see he's fizzled down and he's going into this cold logic. And he looks towards the prince and he says, I don't blame the Dark Guardians at all. In fact, I take responsibility for this situation myself, Your Majesty. Azrath is not a safe place for you to be in right now. I believe that the Dark Guardians should personally escort you out of Azrath and make sure that you arrive safely at your father's birthday by this weekend. So I will ask the Dark Guardians to complete their task of handling and caring for you, Your Highness. And yes, I only want for you to be safe, Your Grace. And Prince Arphaen at this point is a little bit stunned that he had thrown that back on him. So you can see that he didn't calculate that move. So Prince Arphaen kind of widens his eyes and he says, very well, I will have the Dark Guardians escort me and a few chosen friends of mine along back to Orias. I believe that we have reached an understanding. Am I right, Captain? And the captain nods to him and says, of course, Your Highness. Is there anything else that I can do for you before you leave Azrath? And the prince shakes his head and he says, just don't blame the wrong people, Captain. And with that he nods and the prince leaves. You can feel the air is very like calmed down a lot. The captain is still angry. And he shouts at this point, don't shout, get back in here.
And I go back in there, because what else am I going to do? I can't send George, right?
Nope. And so the captain looks to you and he says, you will escort the prince out tomorrow through the Havakel Highlands and back to Orias, the capital city. If the prince is to get lost or hurt in that process, I won't blame you. I will write a letter to Captain Zevrovshund, your captain of the Dark Guardians, and I'll give him a full report of exactly what had happened here. Remind me, Donshat, was the Unverth called by the Tiefling? Was the Unverth called by the Tiefling, Donshat?
Was it called by the... No.
The
It was called
Unverth,
Baren.
the Unverth was called by the Tiefling, Donshat, was it not?
It totally was.
That's right. The Unverth was called by the Tiefling. And was the Tiefling the first one to make a move, Donshat?
Yes.
Very good. You will make sure that your partner, the Cathan, sticks to this message. I will write a report. You will escort the prince tomorrow. And you will have full honors given to you in this city if the job is done.
Mm-hmm.
This is a promise from a captain.
Mm-hmm.
There is still a chance to redeem yourself for this mess. You may go.
I just wanna clarify something, Mr. Captain. You're the only one who is actually kind of pissed at me. I just want that known. So bye. Have a good one. I'm out. Bye.
You leave. So he also tells. So at that point, he calls you and he says, "Donshat, before you leave, take your friend with you. I believe that he will be stabilized, and you may have access to all the physicians that you need. See if he can walk. Go now."
Baru. Oh yeah, I gotta go in there.
You gotta go in there. You gotta go in there. So Baru is
Yeah, I'm going
sleeping
there.
at this point. Baru is asleep. And he is flat on the bed. His wounds are no longer bleeding out. His arm looks to be much less swollen, but it's definitely still busted. So you can see that the situation is not good. And the physician looks at you and he says, he can walk, but he won't be able to use his arm for at least possibly the next 2 months. But he'll be able to walk by tomorrow. He needs to rest. I suggest that you come for him in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, you may sleep here if you like, or you may return back to wherever you have been staying at, but your friend needs time to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? All right. So, and then he continues to look after Baru.
I want to wake Baru up.
You want to wake Baru up?
I want to wake Baru up.
Try.
Baru, you big lug. Baru.
Oh, my guardian.
Baru, you can wake up. You can. You have enough strength to wake up, but you don't have enough strength to get up from the bed.
Baru. 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 Baru.
Yes.
Are you awake?
No.
Actually, where am I?
In here?
Here.
In here. Yep. With me. Yep.
With you. Yes.
You won.
I won.
By a landslide.
Really?
No, not really. You got your butt handed to you.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I thought it was a bad dream.
It would have been really entertaining if it wasn't you, but it was you, so I couldn't laugh.
No, I thought it was a nightmare. Then I woke up and my arm kept moving. So I guess it was real, huh?
No, it's totally real. No, yeah. You really got your butt handed to you.
What? What did the captain say?
Well, we had some choice. Well, I wouldn't say we had some choice words, but we talked. We're gonna escort the prince to somewhere away with his
Right.
friend.
Yes. Right. Okay.
I don't know when. No,
Right
I
now?
don't know. I don't know. I'm just waking up to tell you.
Oh. So
She really is not paying attention.
He didn't say that to the captain, did
I
he?
think he said tomorrow.
Oh, well, tomorrow.
okay. I guess
Mm-hmm.
I just maybe if I sleep and when I wake up my arm will be fine, Yeah, it's like that.
Yep, that's how that works.
I'll be alright.
Sir,
Just
That's how that works.
and at this point, George like butts in and he comes over to your side and he goes, sir, I think if you were to give him a little bit of the, you know what I mean, and then you give him a little bit of that.
Can I punch him? I want to punch him. Really hard. Face.
Go ahead, use your 0 strength and punch him.
Oh my god. If this is a
what-
success, I will cry.
Do it.
That's a 9!
No. Yeah, I messed
Oh,
up.
it's a-
There. 16.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Wow.
That's it. Oh my god.
Did you
So-
just kill him by accident?
You punch him.
Probably.
That
and
was a
he-
punch.
and
If you die by a punch, you're weak
he's
as fuck.
punched. He got punched by your bony ass knuckles, and you can see like a big bruise forming like just below his left eye. And he flies to the side of the room, and he like knocks over a chair, and he looks at you like with this like look of shock and hurt, and also like it looks as if he felt very betrayed, and he just like
Mm-hmm.
holds his hand to his face, and he's like,
Do not take the hint, George.
Baru,
Do you just
Baru,
not take the hint?
Baru chuckles and then winces in pain.
and George kind of just sits
Do you
there,
need another hint?
and then he shakes his head, and he doesn't look at you.
Now you sit there and you think about your next job. Anyways, Baru. What were we?
Yeah, so I guess I'll just sleep a little bit and then tomorrow we will do the thing in the that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do the thing with the thing with the thing.
Yeah.
So you sleep.
Okay,
Buddy.
okay, get some sleep. Thanks. And
I'm gonna go to the inn
okay.
and I'm gonna pack our stuff.
Right. Okay. Get some sleep. Sleep, yeah. Sleep is good.
Yep. Bye.
So,
And I walk away.
and you walk away, and you head back towards the inn.
Yep.
All right. So that's
Yep.
all right. Very well. So you head back towards the inn. George doesn't even look at you when you leave. Tommy and Gerald have like
Good.
a strange kind of like deeper kind of fear for you now. It's almost like they're frightened of you, because it's like you didn't just slice the tiefling, you also punched their buddy, so they're kind of like, okay, this is new. And you can see like they shirk away from you like a lot. So those who had seen you punch George are very, very wary of you now. So as you leave the inn, you can see that the tieflings, the 3 red ones and the 2 who started the fight, are brought towards the guardhouse, and you can see that wherever they're headed to doesn't look like they're headed towards the jail. So wherever they're going, it's not clear, but it's definitely not towards the holding cells. So as you leave the inn, you see that. So you head back, as you leave the guardhouse, you can see that. So you head back towards the inn. Is there anything else you would like to do at the inn before your turn is over?
No, the plan right now is just to pack up and get ready for tomorrow.
All right, no problem. So you head back to the inn, get ready to pack for tomorrow. That's your turn over. Baru, is there anything else you would like to do? Otherwise, you're going to go back into your long rest to prepare for the next.
Can you do anything?
He can't do anything, but he can share what he's thinking. He could probably say something.
I think he just goes to sleep.
Okay, very well. So Baru falls to bed. And we have our last but not least. I saved this for the last because I think it's the most dramatic part. So we have Atreus. The end is all yours.
Gave me so much time.
And the end is all yours. So we're going back to the point where you had kissed Baru on the forehead and you stepped back and you had seen that whole exchange and you had seen everything that had happened. So we're starting from that point.
So after he's done with that, he sits down. He puts his hand over his eyes for a moment, and he just rubs his eyeballs for like a good 2 fucking minutes. And then he stands up. He looks around, and there's this fucking 1,000-yard fucking stare, like a fucking. He's just seen a ghost. That's how he's staring right now. And he starts limping back to the inn. He doesn't say anything. He's dead silent.
Okay.
For the first time in his life, he's silent. So he walks back into the inn. He goes in. Is there anyone in there?
As you go back to the inn, you can see that there are people there. You can see that there are people still kind of having their drinks. They are kind of gathering getting ready to leave. It's the last night of the party. Some people seem to be getting ready to leave that night itself. So you can see some of them with bags and stuff like that.
He just brings his arm up and rubs his neck, and he walks upstairs into his room.
Okay, because of all the festivities going on, everybody's very happy. They noticed you passed, but they didn't really notice anything else that was abnormal. So, and they just let you go back up. As you go back up the stairs, you're gonna go back to your room?
Yes.
Okay. Then go back to your
He's
room.
still rubbing his neck. Then he looks at his arm. It's shaking. It's twitching. I don't know how to explain it. He's basically shaking. He goes to the bed, pushes up the mattress, looks for the book.
Oh no.
And it's not there.
It's not there.
Yeah.
He puts the mattress back down, puts it back up. It's not there. And he stands up. He starts chuckling to himself for a moment. He chuckles. Then that chuckle shifts into whimpers, and his entire expression drops.
Oh my god.
And he starts breathing loudly, and it just becomes wheezing. He starts wheezing there and falls to the ground, sits on his knees. He thinks about this. He thinks. Nothing comes to mind. And he pukes. Yeah. He's getting that bad. He just pukes on the ground. Then stands up in a fit of like anger. Fucking he's lost. He doesn't fucking know what to do at this point. He goes over to the table that he's had the parchment on and just flips it. It literally uses his 5 strength and just throws it. Then he punches the ground. Yeah, the whole fucking table. It's going to the wall.
Alright.
He then starts punching the wall. Like 1, 2, 3. Just starts punching it. And for a moment he stops, and then that arm turns around and he punches himself.
As if he wasn't hurt enough. Okay, all right.
Punches himself. He's trying to stop himself. This. He knows this isn't. This isn't good. He sits down on the bed. His entire body shaking, and yeah, he's super fucking angry, confused, lost. He doesn't know what to do, and he's still wheezing. He doesn't know what to do. And he screams. And probably the entire town can hear it at this point.
Probably. It would be very painful for him to do that with his throat that's pretty much crushed. It would be very painful.
Was it? Did the religious the thing that he went? Did they give him a medallion or like
They did.
what?
They
What
did.
did they?
They did. They gave him. He gave you like a talisman. So it's like a wooden carving on a circle. So it's like like it kind of looks like what the Dark Guardians have, but it's made of wood, and it has a kind of like a lot of ancient carvings on it, and then the picture of the saint carved onto that piece of wood.
He grabs it, yanks it off his neck, and he stares at it with his hand shaking. It's barely standing on, like it's barely on his hand. It's about to fall off. And he starts thinking to himself, he hasn't prayed in a long time. He doesn't do that shit anymore. For a reason, he doesn't do that. By the power of the great and the wisdom of Husselan, his saint, granted his mind understanding and insight deep and commanding. He mutters to himself in his broken voice. He prays while holding the medallion, the wood thing, and he hopes that he gets some information on the fucking pendant or the book. I mean, that's his basic hoping to get.
You roll for me an intelligence that you have. So intelligence plus your stat plus 1.
What?
Your intuition. Sorry, not intelligence. Your intuition plus 1. So what you have plus 1.
That's a D20 plus 1 because I don't have anything in intuition.
You don't have anything in intuition? Okay, great. So you put that. So that'll be a D20 plus 1.
Oh,
Okay. You instantly have a sense that someone came into the room. And it's someone on the same floor as you. Somebody that that is in this place. So you know it's been stolen. You know it's been stolen. So you have this sense that it's been stolen. Someone came into the room. You don't know who, but it's someone on the same floor as you, meaning in the other rooms.
How many doors are there in this floor?
There's the Dark Guardian's room, Gordon, Reva, the Duke where he was staying, but he's not there anymore, and then Alyssa.
Is that it?
That's it. On your floor.
Did I see any of them?
When you were coming up?
Yes.
You didn't.
He stands up, pushes the pendant into his pocket. He walks out of the room. Which one is the one in front of him? Is it Trevor?
The one in front of him is Reva, yes.
He starts knocking.
Am I there?
No.
Oh.
You're still with Prince
And he goes to Gordon's.
What time is that? What time is that?
That was the time when you're headed back to the inn.
Oh, so I'm not there, okay.
Okay. So you knock the door, there's no answer.
He goes to Gordon's room. He knocks there.
There's no sound.
Is Is nobody there?
Goes to the Dark Guardian's room, starts knocking.
Nobody there.
He goes to the door that was next to him, starts knocking. Nobody there. He goes to Elisa's room, starts knocking.
And you hear a sound say, "What? Who's that?"
Oh, it's very loud.
Open the door. Open the fucking door.
And you can see like you can feel she hesitates. She's, "Who's that?"
Atreus.
Who the fuck is Atreus?
Is this Elisa's room?
Yeah. Did we exchange names?
She saw his name in the book, and Gordon told her that Atreus is the purple tiefling.
Ah, yes, that's right. So, did you say that you're Atreus?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so she doesn't remember who Atreus is because she's really bad at names. So she just goes, "Who the fuck is Atreus?" And then you say, "Is this Alyssa's room?"
Yes.
Depends on who wants to know.
Gordon's friend, the fucking and he starts wheezing again.
And she opens the door and she looks at you and she's like glaring at you. She stands at the door. She doesn't let you in. She stands at the door. She lifts her chin and she looks at you. What the hell happened to you?
A lot of things happened to me.
You look like you got run over by a carriage.
Should have seen the other guy. Anyway. Did you see anybody on this fucking floor aside from you?
I wouldn't know that. Been in my room.
Where's everybody else?
I don't keep track of the rest of them. They're not my kids. What? What happened? What did you do?
And he thinks about it. I didn't do shit. You should be asking what they fucking did to me.
You need to sleep, and you need rest, and you need to see a doctor. And I am none of those things.
So, I'm gonna roll something real quick.
What are you rolling for?
To see if he like suspects Ratel.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
It's somebody on this floor.
Yeah, it's somebody on this floor.
The first thing that he's gonna think the first thing that he's gonna think of is the Dark Guardians, but they aren't here.
Okay.
Then he thinks Gordon.
Okay.
Then he thinks Trevor.
Yeah.
But then there's as well.
Okay.
Somebody took something from me. And he's still shaking his arm, he's like going wild. And they're on this floor, I fucking know it. And you're telling me you didn't see anybody here, didn't hear any fucking footsteps.
To get into your room, I just got back from the festival myself. Your luck, they're probably all out. They're probably all enjoying the final day of the festival. You obviously enjoyed yourself a little too much.
And he punches the wall next to her.
Okay. Calm down. Calm down. Atreus, right?
Yes.
You're Gordon's friend.
Yes.
Sit down. And she opens the door and opens it enough for you to come in.
Okay, he walks in.
And she closes the door and she says, I can heal you.
Okay.
Comes at a price though.
Please don't make me talk this much.
If I know about what had happened to your things, what are you going to do about what you find out?
It really fucking depends on who it is. But you sound really suspicious right now. But you're Gordon's friend. And I'm gonna give you an opportunity to come clean. If it is you, Al, why would you?
Alright, shh. Enough. Your voice is like grating on my brain. Okay, listen. And she puts her hand on your throat, and you can feel as she starts to mend your throat. And it's sapping energy from her as she puts her hand on your throat. And she tells you to be quiet as she starts to search for the problem and searches with her magic and finally gets to the part which is broken. She carefully starts to mend it. It's not very easy for her and she requires a lot of like concentration and focus, but she does it. And you can feel like there's like a sore throat feeling, but it's definitely not crushed like it was before. How's that?
Fucking thank you. God damn it. That was the worst fucking thing ever.
What happened?
What happened? They were being straight up fucking racist fuckers. Fucking. So what happened is I started something. It wasn't good.
Obviously not.
They were yeah, they were looking for a red thief. There were only 3 red tieflings, but they didn't fucking care. They were trying to get us to stay there. I assume they fucking wanted to kill us there. I'm not sure, but otherwise, why wouldn't they fucking search the tieflings themselves? I kind of started a riot, kind of. I mean, they kind of shot my hip here, but yeah. So I started that thing, and they killed what was it, like 2 guards? I don't know.
Human
You started
guards.
arguing?
You killed the tieflings.
No, I didn't. They killed a fucking tiefling woman for just standing there. What the fuck do you expect them to do? I didn't kill anybody there. I almost killed one guy, but so you know the prince. You know that the prince is here.
Prince.
He.
The prince. The prince is here.
That.
Which?
Yeah, the one that.
Which prince?
Would I know which one he is?
The king has 3 sons. Is it the youngest one, the oldest one, the crown prince? Certainly you can recognize him.
He looked really fucking young. He looked like my age.
Possibly Prince Arphaen, the favorite of the
Maybe.
kingdom. So you say that
Yeah,
he was
yes.
here?
Yes. He came in and told us to fucking stop fighting because that's really dumb. And yeah. So we stopped fighting and he helped us sort through the tieflings. They saw that the tiefling that they were looking for isn't fucking there, and they were keeping us there for fucking nothing.
Fine. Do you have any idea who this tiefling might be? Any Any idea?
Well, I saw it. It was a red tiefling with no fucking horns. But
So
it wasn't there.
it was a tiefling.
It was a red one that wasn't there. And the
Well,
fucking guard saw him too.
fine. If it's true that he exists, then he will be caught at some point. But you starting a riot might be the start of not just a riot between tieflings and guards.
I know I'm a dead man at this point. Without that book, I'm fucking dead.
Book?
Wait, did I just... Fuck! Didn't mean to say that.
What book?
Yeah. It's a... Fuck. It's a... Listen, we weren't talking about the book. I didn't even finish what just happened. I was telling you about the riot. I wasn't telling you about the book.
Alright. Go on.
The prince came in. He told us to stop fighting. We sorted through it. Then he told me and one of the Dark Guardians to go through onward because we had like a moral dilemma.
Mm-hmm. He called for an
So we
onward.
fought.
Alright.
I didn't call for an onward. The fucking prince did. He told us to fight each other, yeah. And the Dark Guardian accepted. So we did. He broke my fucking throat and I broke his arm.
Splendid. Sounds like
That's
a very fine
basic.
story.
Yes. And he's very fidgety. He's like
Now,
going back and forth.
about that book.
Yes. What about it?
You said that you'd be in trouble or you need that book. What book is this?
It's not an actual book. It's like a... It's not a public thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a book that I need for something.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that's something...
Does it have something to do with you harassing people about languages?
Maybe? Maybe?
Then it's not a book that's written by Arphaeans, is it now?
Probably not.
Anyway, I don't know anything. I think you should sleep, Atreus.
I won't be sleeping.
I have places to be. I have other engagements. I need to get ready.
Why are you so interested in that book?
Why am I so interested in that book? You brought it up.
Yes.
I don't know what that book is. It sounds like it's not from here. I like fine things, and that's all I can say about it. So if you would just excuse me, I need to change and get ready, and
Can I roll to see if she's lying?
you can. Go ahead.
What would that be?
So you can use your intuition.
Yeah, that shit.
You might
Oh,
get
you
lucky. You got 2?
Oh my god, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Very unfortunate. Yep. So she's smooth, and she doesn't seem to know anything.
Smooth criminal.
Smooth criminal.
Anyway, thank you for healing me. That's
Atreus.
appreciated. Yes.
Perhaps I'll ask Gordon if he heard anything about footsteps.
If you need, if you really know something, like I'm gonna be in my room having a breakdown. So yeah, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Have a good night,
And
I
he'll
suppose. And he'll leave? Okay. So you go back to your room?
I assume that the book is not there, but it's in Gordon's room. But he doesn't see it.
Yeah. That's right.
Back to his room.
Yeah.
And he looks at his knuckles, punches the wall one more time. then sits down on the bed. Fucking damn it.
You're still aching, by the way, from a lot of
Yeah, I know.
from a lot of the beating that you got. So
He's atheist. It's kind of hard for him not to talk.
that's what we love about him.
So I've got an out of character question here.
Mm-hmm.
How would someone go about learning a new magic? I can speak. A magic a
spell?
technique, like a magical technique. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll answer that after the stream. So, is there anything else that you would like to do with Atreus?
Yeah, he's got some ideas now, but it's kind of shitty because he doesn't have anything on him.
Okay.
So, could you like go outside and find like a place that sells cloth, paper?
Okay.
Like what our material fucks are made of?
Okay. So as you go out, you can see that most of the shops are closed.
God damn it.
So
fuck.
And you are aching and you're tired and you're hungry.
Goes back to his room and has a mental fucking breakdown. That's it.
All right. Very well. So this was our 5th episode. Viewers, thank you so much for tuning in, for being around, and for helping out with having just one person come out from the carriage. Thank you, Tani, and to the weird judge. Thank you for watching and for supporting.
Thanks, guys.
I would like to ask our viewers and our players, since we have just a little bit more time, the last question is, tell us your favorite part of the session today. We'll start with Reva. We'll start with Reva.
Me? Okay, so I loved the part where Gordon put on a maid dress. I was laughing so hard. It was amazing. And of course, I loved the moment with the prince because, the prince is so amazing. I love him so much.
He is amazing. He is. He really is. All right. Thank you, Reva. What about Baru? Sadly, Baru didn't get to do much in this episode.
It's okay. Baru is just a sad boy.
He's a sad boy.
Obviously, my favorite part, definitely was the maid dress. But I actually like the part where he put the Levitos girl on the windowsill and then dragged her off. I thought that was hilarious.
Gordon has his ways.
And of course, yes, so that was really funny.
It really
of course, Laksha and the way he interacts with everyone is always incredibly entertaining.
It is. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Baru. Laksha, favorite part of the session?
I gotta agree with Trevor here. The maid outfit part. I just have to. I'm sorry. Like, that was hilarious. I loved it.
It really was.
The best part is when he did the little high pitch.
That was so good.
Totally lost it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was good.
Yes. Alyssa and Gordon make a pretty good team, don't they?
They could do better, but yeah.
What would you say?
I thought Alyssa died because she got shot in the chest with lightning. That should stop your heart. So I was like, oh, Alyssa just died. I hope Gordon knows CPR.
Gordon's fucking Alyssa just dropped dead.
She's pretty tough herself, so don't underestimate her. Okay. Who is Weird Judge?
I have no idea.
I really
maybe we have a
Weird Judge. Is it Jason? Is it Jason?
Who's Jason? Jason.
Maybe we have an actual viewer who fucking knows.
If that's true, that would be awesome. That would be so nice. Favorite part, the tough
for
part.
you.
The flirting was fun, but the thief just taking back his stuff and then putting on his sweater to show he had his stuff back probably wins out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's so true.
It's Ronan. It's not Ronan, is it?
I was honestly upset at Gordon at that point, but okay.
Wait, hold on. Why were you upset?
Because you were going back in to get the thing.
Bruh, I can't leave Arnok's sword there.
Okay.
GG.
Alright.
Yeah, I know, but it was still pretty funny.
It was.
Besides, I kind of wanted an interaction with but at the same time, I didn't want to get caught.
Yeah.
So I was like tiptoeing around.
Gordon,
Fuck Malachi.
I really wish that you followed Malachi up the stairs.
I know.
Because I wanted to see what
I
he's
wish
doing.
that he did that too. I was
I was like,
tempting him.
he's so suspicious. I'm like, why is Malachi going up there alone?
I mean,
Because he's weird. I hate Malachi.
Ooh.
I think that if I would have followed him, then Alyssa would have went through with the carriage idea, and we were all screwed over. Because she would have rode a big, loud carriage through the center of town.
That is also true. But I feel like Malachi is up to something no good, and if you stopped him and like maybe you have discovered
He wants the book.
thing in the
Malachi's
castle.
I know something's up with Malachi, but right now he's not even an obstacle. He's just kind of around. So I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
Unless he gets unless he
Be
wedges
careful
himself in,
because
then I'll fucking
he's
kill him.
the mayor's bitch, I guess.
Literally. Okay. So
Yeah.
all right, wonderful. Thank you, Laksha. And the question is, did he keep the maid outfit? Tani, he did not keep the maid outfit because he left it in the room.
With the maid outfit, he wrapped it around the guy's head and just left it there.
He used the maid outfit to choke out the guy. God.
Yeah, and he just left it around
Now
his head.
everyone is gonna think that the maids use their own uniform to kill the guard.
Good grief.
Wow. All right.
Kinky.
All right.
That's kind of weird. Not gonna lie, but I don't
Some
judge.
kinky shit went very
Yeah,
wrong.
that's kind of weird, not gonna lie.
Okay.
Is that
So
what you're into? Is that what you're
Tani
into?
says that
We
he
don't
should have
judge.
kept it. Tani says he should have kept it, but all right, we'll see what
Tani,
happens.
I was
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
about it, but I already have so much stuff carrying.
You
I
do,
have
you do.
the goblin bow, I have the quarterstaff, I have Arnok's sword, I had the Leviathos girl, I had.
I mean,
I
to be
was
fair, you
carrying a
don't need
bunch
the
of stuff.
outfit.
Yeah, I do, but I don't think a maid outfit is gonna help me in too many scenarios.
Okay, so Gordon,
I
your favorite
hope
part.
that someday it will be useful and you won't have it.
My favorite part,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
the most I enjoyed would be I love just bonking everybody in the head with that
I
candlestick.
know.
Candlestick is OP.
I know.
Needs a nerf.
No need a sword, just carry a candlestick with you all the time. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, bonking
Well-
everybody on the head was good. Okay.
That's usually what the quarterstaff is for, but he didn't have it, so
And how about
Atreus.
Atreus? What was your favorite part?
I'm having a mental breakdown, Ariel. Give me a sec. I'm joking.
Okay.
Maidress was it.
Maidress?
For the love of God, draw him in a maid outfit.
That was
Please.
that was so unexpected.
We have 4 fucking artists here. One of us could do it.
Yes.
Who's
Do
it?
it.
Who's
Do
the
it.
fourth one?
Do it.
Make it happen.
Shin is.
Shinis.
Shin
Both of
can
us
draw,
can
Evie can
draw.
draw. And
For some reason, I'm fucking I was like, we have Shane, we have Shock, we have
PB.
PB. I was like, who's the fourth one? Okay.
No.
Shit.
what?
No, I
I
totally
did not
do.
count. I
Okay.
did not count.
So may I share my favorite part of this?
Of
Yes,
course.
I was
no.
going to ask you that.
Please do.
Watch, it's gonna be Maidress again. It's all
Actually, it's
around
not.
Maidress.
My favorite part was not the maid dress because the maid dress was such a short moment. My favorite part was actually the moment between Ren and the captain.
I think this is all yourself. You're
Because
the
I
only
was talking
person
to
that did it.
myself and I was like, how am I gonna do this?
You did it so well. It was like you were reading a script. It was very, very good.
I wasn't reading
I'm
a
gonna
script.
kill that captain.
Yeah, I
He's on
know,
my
but it did
list.
so well.
My favorite part
Dude,
was
I'm
when
like,
I told Laksha the tiefling started the fight, right? And then Laksha at first was like, no. I was like, fuck, he did start the fight.
I didn't realize what he was saying.
You
until
didn't
the last
realize
second.
it. Yeah. You didn't realize that he was trying to pin it on the tiefling.
Yeah, but like if
Yeah. You guys are setting up.
Now he learns about this, it will be bad, because he was there. He knows what happened.
But
Well, the only thing
remember,
I can do is follow orders, right? So
remember what the captain said. Take him through the Havical Highlands, and if he were to get hurt or anything were to happen to the prince, he won't blame the Dark Guardians.
Why?
Yeah, they want to kill him.
Because the Dark Guardians, we answer directly to the royal family.
Right. So this captain
Right.
is stepping
He is
straight.
royal
but the
family.
captain gave us the order, right?
Yeah, but we don't have to take that. We're not obliged to take his order because we answer first to Zifrov Shen.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Well, we haven't had any orders from that dude. We just had to follow this lame captain.
His order is to
Take care of the
protect the
prince. Protect the prince. So Zifrov Shen did send to you guys an order to take care of the captain is angry. He's stepping out of his lines. I'll tell you that, OOC. He's stepping completely out of bounds. So what he's doing is actually very dangerous. Okay, we'll discuss this in another time. Our time's up now. I'm glad that we managed to give everybody a chance. I'm really happy everybody got a chance to do something. So thank you again to our viewers for staying with us.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you to Tani, to Weird Judge, to Grimmy. I'm so happy you guys could enjoy
Weird
the
Judge,
moment with
who
us.
are you?
And Weird Judge.
Who are you?
This is
I don't think
this
you
is
know
a
me,
mystery.
It might
Ever
be.
been to the Netherlands?
It's alright, it doesn't matter who you
Right.
are, we are judged. You're welcome and we're happy you joined us.
All right,
Yeah.
and we hope to see you in the next time.
Hope you
So
enjoyed.
we'll have the next session next week, same time, and hopefully a lot more mysteries will be unraveled. So thank you for joining us and take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.